fan of that either. I wonder if that is it.
Well, as I understand, Philip, you're just not a fan of most things. You don't like most things.
I think I like a lot of stuff. I read pretty much every Marvel and DC comic book that comes out, and I'm happy with them. Hi, everyone, and welcome.
Which is to say you like
Dreamlands.
comic books.
Well, I like comic books, but yeah.
Comic books are one thing, Philip. There's not a lot of diversity in comic books.
No.
You read one, you read them all.
I don't know. I don't know if you're right about that. I mean, I watch a lot of movies, a lot of TV shows. I like a lot.
Yeah,
of
but you don't like most of them when we talk about it.
I like a lot of TV shows. But yeah, for some reason you are drilling down too far into the fact that they're similar. I'd never considered them similar, but that is also hi everyone. Welcome to the Dreamlands. My name's Philip. I'm the.
Think you have the wrong frame on.
I do? Oh, Jesus Christ.
I was wondering why that was looking
At
weird.
least it wasn't like the wrong background.
Right.
And now that you mention, no.
That would have been unacceptable. I would have gotten so mad. My name's Philip. I'm long lost lore. And surrounding me.
It's so weird when you say that to me.
I've been doing it since Lost to Academia. Guys, I got
There's like, it is really like an I am the Senate line every week. It really is.
I am the Republic.
Not yet.
I think that when you said it the first time, it definitely threw me off and I couldn't pinpoint why. And I think that is exactly why. It is very much just like a line like, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Well, should I say I am the long lost lore for this game?
No,
No.
it's worse. It's worse.
Absolutely not.
The Ohio State University. I don't know if you guys know that.
You could go
reference.
Dread. I am the lore.
I am the lore.
Yeah.
And
I
I've
am
been
the
long
lore. That's
lost.
pretty good.
I am the now found. And I'm joined by several wonderful players. But, you know, guys, I have to say, and I believe this keeps the streak going, but I probably should look back and confirm this. I do not believe that this game has ever had the same lineup in 2 of the sessions that we've played. I do not believe we've ever had the same exact lineup in any of these 8 sessions. Do you think we have ever?
No, I don't think so.
Because like all of you have missed at least one, except I think KJ. I don't think you.
No.
Missed. Yeah.
100%
But Pierce
attendance.
has missed. Ka has missed.
I get a Letterman jacket after this.
You got to make it to 10.
I got this. What is this, 9?
This is 8.
Say, okay, 2 more.
This is,
I'm good.
this is our 9th session because there was a 0. But yeah, it is.
Did I? In my high school, if you had 100% attendance, you had a Letterman's jacket.
That's
And
cool.
For like all 4 years.
That's like an
wait. You lettered in attendance?
No.
Like that was
Was
your
this
That
a
was like
check
a rule.
mark? Was this
And
like a
I-
check mark?
I made it all the way to senior year,
Uh-oh.
and then I was out for a week, and I didn't get the jacket. And after that,
Oh,
I
it's
just-
all 4 years.
Yeah, you
have
do
to
all 4 years, and then you got a Letterman's
That's
jacket.
fucking
Um,
intense, actually.
So I
Never
made it
mind.
to senior year, and then I got sick for a week. And after that, I stopped caring. I missed a lot of class after that.
That's a mistake on their part.
I actively
to have it so
burned down
rigid.
a wing of the school after that.
Wow, that's silly. I don't know. I would. They effectively disincentivized your good attendance up to that point by having such
Yep.
rigid rules for the Letterman's jacket.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, there were other ways to get it, but I wasn't gonna.
but I just like the idea
Attendance
that
was my only way.
You are varsity attendance. I think that's really
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah.
Like I'm a varsity attendance
Well,
person at the school.
Well, the problem is she wasn't, though, right? She was JV attendance.
Oh my god!
Yeah, JV.
Ufarino.
To say it like that.
That's bad news. But
That's gonna haunt me.
But yeah, so
At least you weren't cut from the team.
Yeah.
No, I did try it for the tennis team one year, and I was the only person not to get on. That was fun.
Oof.
I
That
thought you.
is-
I did think for a second you said attendance team, not tennis team.
I only tried out because a friend said, "No, try it with me. I'm nervous. You're not that bad." But then I was the only one that didn't make it, and I was like, "I told you I was bad." Like,
Oh,
Somebody was telling me something about, but I feel like this must have been like an apocryphal thing where
is this a
they-
good friend?
No.
Because maybe they brought you so that they would look better by comparison and get on the team.
I do like the idea of like a professional attendance team where all I have to do is show up. But like there was somebody was telling me about
that-
in some like intramural team they named their team like game canceled. So that everyone would just like not show up to games against them.
that's
because
not
it's-
real. Wait, I got confused. Is this a thing you read? A funny joke, or
no,
is this?
this is something somebody told me that See, and here's why I'm like, this is apocryphal. A friend of mine said, my buddy did this. And I'm like, did he?
This is an urban legend.
It's an urban legend.
That's the classic Bobby Tables urban legend.
Bobby Tables?
So, this is a joke from XKCD, who does a lot of tech web comics, right?
Okay.
So, this mother named her kid Bobby, close parentheses, semicolon, end parentheses, semicolon, drop tables. So the next panel is, thanks to you, we've lost the database of all of our students. And then she goes, well, that's why you sanitize your inputs, buddy. Little Bobby Tables, we call him.
I like that joke because I didn't get it at all.
Yeah.
Flew fully over my head. Sanitize your inputs. I feel like that was a real
Also,
zinger. And
wouldn't a professional isn't a professional attendance team just a flash mob?
No, because they also have to do stuff. I think it's like literally the attendance team is you just go and like punch in, and it's like congratulations, you're here. Because the flash mob.
Literal participation.
Oh, just like seat fillers kind of thing.
Yeah, or just, but I mean,
yeah.
Even that's too. I think that's too like structured.
Because a seat filler, you have to at least act like you're engaged in the game, right?
And a seat filler, you've got to be like waiting and like, oh, there's an empty seat, got to go sit in it, you know. Anyway, well, guys, that was
a good chat, good podcast.
Good podcast here today. I appreciate today's podcast a lot.
Banter over. Recap starts.
All right, as you wish. In our last session, which had like 2 more players at it, I can't remember, 2 or 3 more. We went on a little trip. A rather long. I think it was the most votes received for anything was for the Lantern at the Gate, because it received a sizable number of votes over many weeks. It was the follow-up to finding out about the mysterious Orlando, first encountered by Asha, Filian, and Corinna when they went to a wedding in Rumono in our very first mission. Upon heading to this place that is a material plane formed out of a former Dreadland, a former nightmare realm called Ravensdread, the group investigated, went to the Stranglewood Gate at a large sort of at St. Agatha's Cathedral. They met various individuals, kind of asked around about this guy Orlando, and started to get the impression that Orlando might not be the coolest guy. One of their sources of information was Friederica, one of the Stitch who had to cover her face while in the church because she's so beautiful and created by man. Her presence there is an offense to God. So Asha said, she gave Asha her card and said, your friend. Dominic basically said, the reason we're looking for this Orlando guy is that this one, gesturing to Corinna, is like, met him at a wedding, is in love with him. She's got the hots for him. Can't remember all the terms she used, but they made Corinna very mad. She was really worried about her reputation, which I thought was funny. Because you guys were like, well, it's a cover story, but okay. So.
Sounds about right to me.
A reputation on a plane where nobody knew her.
My reputation's never been worse. That's Selena Gomez. Top songs. Selena Gomez. Alright, so in any event, I like how much Pierce liked that. To me, the funniest part was when I said top songs.
Yeah. I thought you were gonna start listing. You're like, nope. All right.
No, just throw it out, guys. That was a reference to one of the top songs. Hi Sophia, hi Galen and Saber. Nice to have you guys here tonight. So as our heroes learned more from other people here, it seemed that Orlando had sided against the other Stitched with the then Dreadlord back before sort of they managed to move their place out of those sort of nightmare realms. And he was also teamed up with some nightmarish force that is called Marshal Hunchef. Marshal Hunchef. It's so hard to say. I'm just saying Marshal Hunchef. And it's also known as the Nightmare Rider, which quite frankly is much easier for me to say, being in my native tongue. But Philip, why don't you just name it something that isn't hard to say? Well, It's a reasonable question, but I don't have a good
Yeah,
answer.
it's a great question, actually.
In any event, the Nightmare Rider was this sort of figure that was giving this Dreadlord extra power, and whom they sort of felt that Orlando siding against the Stitch too. They all sided sort of with the living, with like the good people of Raven's Dread. So he is not a well-liked person, and Friederika was meant to be his betrothed. The group decided they would go and speak to her. She had already left the cathedral at this point, and when they went out, they were suddenly approached by Sherlock Holmes, who is simultaneously being a master mage, also back at their park. And he left saying, I can't go there, I'm there already, but then he showed up and half knew what was going on. When they told him about Marshal Hunlev, and they told him about kind of what they had learned, he said, oh, we have to go quickly. They all got upon a carriage pulled by dead horses, rode down to Friederika, to the address Asha had for Friederika, and Nova saw in a reflection with a fourth degree success in look, by the way, just remember when that happened. They noticed that she saw a figure pulling a petal from a flower, disappearing. When the group went in, they found that poor Friederika had been unstitched. The threads kind of pulled apart, her disparate body pieces sort of spread all about. Yes, Asha?
When you had said that last week initially, and I had said like Sally, even though that was an apt description, I thought she was still alive, much like Sally was.
Yeah, but no, she was...
I asked that exact same question when Philip was telling me about what had happened.
Oh, like Sally, he said, yeah. So
she's still alive, and he no.
The group that basically Sherlock said pulled out this was a much more even traditional Sherlock than the already traditional one they had. You know, deerstalker, Inverness cape, all in houndstooth, pipe, magnifying glass. He began investigating, but told them they should get out, and they did take the body, because he said you could not try to bring her back here, but given Corinna's weather magic and Asha's medical know-how, they figured perhaps it could be done elsewhere, because here it would be a heresy to commit such magics. You guys don't know the full story of Raven's Dread, but perhaps we'll find out more today. And that is where we begin the session. As, let's see, so we're down. We will say that Nova, Callie, and DJ3 have gotten kind of just like they are sort of just busy talking to the various characters here. Kind of they're doing some like seeing to just the Oakshire University kind of vibe of the area.
I have a question.
Please.
And I mean, it's only just now occurred to me, but also maybe it's impossible. Are we able to take any of these characters on missions with us?
These characters, as it has not been asked, and you are welcome to ask about it, but it does appear that they are sort of bound here.
Still, okay.
At this park, yes. It doesn't seem like they can sort of leave. Theoretically, it might be possible for the students to put them in their brains again, but that kind of probably doesn't work.
That's a whole thing, yeah.
Yeah, that's a whole thing. But perhaps I would recommend, perhaps Asha wouldn't care, but if you want to pop in as Callie for a moment and ask, maybe Henry could give there might be some weird means of that.
I was more curious.
Asha
doesn't care.
I'm now curious about. Could I swap heads with character Filion? Could like part of him come along? I'm just wondering if the Brickborn can like swap, like rebuild each other.
He's not. They. I think we have said they all appear slightly like in, they're slightly not there.
Okay.
Like 90% opacity. So
I would love if the answer is just that like he doesn't actually break apart the way you do. So if I went to do that, I would actually just rip off his solid head and kill him.
Jesus. No, you could. I mean, I would say they maybe it would. What would probably happen is you guys would switch heads, but then if you walked out, his head wouldn't leave. So all your pieces would just topple to the ground. Kind of I don't know. You can try it, but probably more pressing matters. Speaking of which, as the students from Oakshire are sort of taking some time to discuss matters, as Corinna is maybe kind of chatting with treason about how they maybe don't need to kill people, and Sherlock is kind of, Sherlock has been giving you guys some intel reports from what's going on, and he has told them all that it was Orlando who killed poor Frederica. And he says, and we're not sure what happened to her body, even though he knows you guys took it. We will sort of join with Henry kind of approaching and saying to Dominic, Asha, and Filian, all right, so I do actually have a sort of, we have a lead.
How long after is this?
We'll say this is like, I mean, are any of you super low on power, actually?
Oh, I was at 9 before I put it back to 13 just out of habit.
Put to 13 is fine. It's certainly 4
Okay.
hours later. This might not be a new day. This might be the same day, but it's some time will certainly have passed. Yes.
Okay. I was at 5, but I also wasn't.
You weren't here.
Was I-
No, you're a day has
Okay.
passed for you. You're fine. Yeah.
Okay.
Henry sort of says, all right, so I do actually have a lead on Orlando, and Sherlock will sort of just appear behind him and say, yes, I thought you might. It's elementary once you begin to put the pieces together. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Sherlock. No shit, Sherlock. So, in any event, yes, Filian, did you have a question?
Oh, I was just gonna say that we need to roll luck.
We do.
Go ahead.
And since I remembered, can I have just a bonus luck tonight?
No.
No,
Okay.
absolutely fucking
No,
not.
canonically, you cannot. It's based on all historical memories of how things work. You absolutely can.
2 3s.
Congratulations, you have 4 luck.
Also 2
sixes.
3s.
Dominic, you had what?
2 6s.
Perfect. Everyone has got 4 luck tonight. All is even. A socialist paradise you're living in here.
Hell yeah.
Each according to his need. Basically, Sherlock is just there, sort of, But I'm glad that you finally put things together, old chap. Henry says, thank you. Yes, wonderful. Appreciate that. So, Asha, I know that you were very curious about reviving this poor sort of stitched woman whose body you brought back in yon barrel.
Is she in a freezer? I guess. Does it matter? I have no idea.
I mean, you know what? The mountain, the Longivus Mons can be keeping her cold.
Oh, I was gonna ask if my knowledge of necromancy would let me know the ideal ways to preserve her.
God, Jesus,
It's
but
brick necromancy,
the problem
though.
is, so it's like even when you're right about stuff, you're gonna be wrong about you're gonna be disastrously wrong about it. Go ahead and do an analyze with your necromancy on top.
Ooh, interesting. So I have either 2 8s or 2 4s. I'm just trying to decide if I would rather have meta narrative or sci-fi.
Both could have an interesting sort of application.
Let's go meta narrative there with knowledge and stuff.
Secrets, certainly.
And
Filian, this is sort of less about the best way to sort of preserve her and more just in a general thing about they described to you what these stitched are, and I guess you had sort of seen Orlando earlier.
Mm-hmm.
You understood he was a thing, but now that you sort of heard more, this does seem like it's weird because once they reanimate these things, though they are of dead flesh, they're technically alive again, like their hearts are beating. So it's not so it's kind of like a weird. It's like not a zombie, not a it's a weird different area of it. And it's definitely something that you have. It uses some of that weird space magic that your old friend your sex doctor
Right.
Holden Thane used to use.
Yeah.
So in that context, it's kind of like a fusion of both, almost as if somebody were to take like your torso and Dr. Holden Thane's feet. You like somebody like
I was gonna say it's
together. Yeah.
Yes, I understand there's a sort of a kinship with the Stitch, as they're much more like my fellow brick people than any of these other creatures. since they're sort of swappable.
But you plastic.
There
Well-
is, yes, Filian, there certainly is some kind of metaphor in there. In terms of, yes, there is an interchangeability, a sort of, let us pick precisely the piece we want, but their physiology is certainly different than yours. As I think that it is one thing that you have probably learned about as you keep calling us a soft people, a soft giants, is that we do not reassemble quite as easily as your sort of minifigures do.
Oh, that's very true.
Yes, so it required a great deal more sort of strange, occult understanding to sort of put these people back together again. In any event, through certain divinations and a little bit of bribery, I have determined where another sort of prominent figure from this former Dreadlord's court has absconded to. It is a plane called Wild Range in the Condor universe.
Condor universe?
Yes, it's it's these universes have strange sort of names, you know.
Like condors all the way down, I guess.
I don't know that there are condors all the way down. I think I know why. Do you want to know, or do you care why it's called Condor?
No,
universe?
not really. I'm just curious.
So, in any event, as you're going to head to the Condor universe to one of the material planes there called Wild Range. Like the Wish World cluster, the Condor universe has several material planes around it. Unlike the Wish World universe, they were not formed from wishes. We're actually not totally certain how they were formed. Apologies, Dominic. You're about to find out why it's called the Condor universe. One of the sort of the prime material plane there is a planet. A round, sort of spherical, arch of the kind you're familiar with. Because you know not all the material planes we go to are actually spheres, some of them are flat Earths, it's a whole mess. The point is, there is a world, there a planet, it's called Condor 262. It was named that by multiversal travelers, sort of just part of their nomenclature of, we're calling this one Condor 262, there must be numerical things otherwise. Their naming systems are strange. The point is, it is the prime material plane, and yet it is uninhabited. But there are all these other material planes surrounding it within the same cluster that are much more sort of wild and fantastical, and have sort of strong emotional cores, and sort of the relationship between this sort of pristine planet and all these other things is a mystery that, honestly, if we weren't sort of trying to solve, many other mysteries and protect the universe from a threat I believe is the Nightmare Rider, as well as Maisie, Dracula, and he kind of half gestures to Sherlock. The point is, Master Mages, no offense intended, it is something I would love to find out, but for now, you're simply going to one of these sort of very stable secondary material planes. It is called Wild Range, and it is not a spherical planet. Wild Range is, for all intents and purposes, an infinite flat plane. An endless frontier. Though, travel... There is a large section of it in which sort of, for all intents and purposes, it will function normally. Physics and such. Once you get to the far edges of the frontier, it takes much longer to go out than it does to come back. Sort of some quirk of physics. So in other words, you could walk for 6 hours and barely reach a far outpost, but if you want to get back, it'll take you, maybe an hour or so. You could march for years and years out into the distance, finding things, but basically, the further out you get, the longer it takes to go a much shorter distance. Does that make sense?
Huh.
Or the more power it requires to go that far.
That's weird.
It's very strange. Wild Range is a strange one. Certain beings there are actually capable of traversing further across these frontiers. So I'm going to be sending you there because there is another figure, someone who was sort of the assistant to the former Dreadlord of Ravensdread, managed to make their way there, and from what divinations I've been able to do, they are hiding out in sort of a remote sort of ranch house. There in Wild
Okay.
Range.
So we got a rat in a hidey hole somewhere on this planet.
Yes.
Planet.
Hopefully they can
thing.
tell you more about Orlando and can tell you how to rescue, or sort of, perhaps we'll have some insight into how to save poor Friederica. Because I'm pretty sure
Okay.
this individual, I'm pretty sure he was involved in the creation of all the Stitched.
Got it. All right.
I
Find
do
him.
love a
make him
good
talk.
rat hunt.
Can Asha bring Scoo?
Yes, I mean, people will be confused by... I mean, Wild Range actually has... Asha, to be honest with you, Wild Range has a lot of sort of humanoid... you know how many of the places we've gone, there's only humans like myself? Sort of in the planes we've had you venture to thus far.
Asha had not noticed.
Oh, well... good. And Sherlock
Asha
says-
being sarcastic. Asha very aware.
Ah, Sherlock says, yes, I was about to say, if you hadn't noticed, you're not using your powers of observation. And I know, I can tell, based on sort of your physiology and observances.
I'm
of
sorry,
your
Sherlock. Did we ask you a question?
No, but you are more than welcome to my insight. I offer it freely. Asha, you have an incredibly astute nose, eyes, and ears, meaning that you are quite perceptive indeed. It's
And
elementary.
Asha have dump truck booty, and she starts twerking.
That is the most true statement.
Well, that was improbable for that to happen, but it is possible, so it must be the truth. And then he, as you do that, Sherlock just he holds his pipe in his mouth and does. Ha ha ha! Good show, old girl. Henry
All
says,
right.
"Fuck's all right. Thank you, great detective. And Asha,
All right.
yes, wonderful as always.
Henry.
Yes, Dominic, I'm handing you the dream journal this time.
Okie dokie.
Corinne's chatting with the trees and over there about
I could use a few more tools here.
tools of what nature?
Let's say some medical tools like scalpel, some threads, needles, in case we need to do some medicine.
Well, Skew is rather outfitted for all such
No. We specifically need scalpels, saws, needles.
Oh, are you talking about instruments of torture?
No, of course not.
Oh, you don't need to bring stuff with you. I can do that without any instruments. It doesn't leave marks.
Oh,
Scoo a medical droid. Scoo
Hmm.
have all that.
all right, fine. But I got you, Filion. I like the way you think.
Just
All
trying
right.
to be helpful.
Let's go.
Well,
Oh, shit.
Well, this is more of like a walk, a conversation as we walk through the thing. So whatever.
then through the thing you shall walk, and away.
Asha, I was talking to Haldir, and I just need you to help me confirm something. In regards to you, Haldir was informing me that I have been spelling thick wrong, and it has 2 C's. Is that true?
Of course, that's not true.
What
This
is so
with a
upsetting
K.
is I feel like this could have been a real conversation.
You have intuited an actual conversation.
It depend on context, but yes.
It's so interesting. Okay. I will spell it that way from now on in all my documentation.
That's probably best, yes.
Skew will sort of chirp. Yep.
Now I'm imagining a mage spellbook with varying levels of C's throughout there.
Yep.
The bigger it is, the more C's there are. Just like
Boy is spelled.
Get
B-O-I
yourself
every
a
time.
thick amount of sage. Very thick.
Yeah.
traffic.
So you guys walk for a time, and eventually, Dominic, you will notice that
Wild
the terrain is sort of growing a little more, terrain is changing as it does, and all of a sudden when you guys aren't paying attention, you find that things are darkening, and you see ahead of you, there is a, oh, by the way, Henry never explained how in Wild Range, what he would have said is, it's a bunch of, animal humanoids. It's like a lot of kind of, like bear folk, or
Like
Oh,
BoJack
gotcha.
Horseman, or
like bipedal, with
Okay.
a lot
Tunes.
of,
Like Michael Moose.
like Michael Moose and things, but you're going to get a lot of Yeah, like tunes, but and especially you have a good bit of kind of like Western, you know, like Wild West appropriate animals kind of there as well as folk. So as you got like armadillo people, stuff like that. So as you guys
Rough. That means they're doubly likely to get leprosy, right?
It's a grim thing. But as you guys are sort of approaching, there does seem to be a sort of like a rabbit woman, kind of this woman. She's kind of like a jackrabbit with kind of ears, and she is sitting at a desk, and you can hear this like droning voice. We'll lean into it. It's fine. It seems like there's some teacher going, and she's just like, well, now hold on. I'm not sure if, but wait, I haven't learned all my songs yet. It's a stress dream about school. You guys have seen a few of these so far.
Oh.
Just cheat.
That's the advice you'd whisper into one of her ears. Oh,
You're
no.
not even naked. It's not even that stressful.
Oh. I mean that. Yeah, that's.
Is that how you got through wizarding school? Do you go through wizarding school?
It's more of an apprenticeship program, but yeah, there's a little
Oh.
bit of schooling as well.
Okay.
But yes, are you not? There's it's sort of a. I believe the modern parlance is fake it until you make it. But I have always found that cheating is, it gets you far further than any sort of honest work. And eventually you pick up the skills along the way, or no one questions you. Either way, it wins.
Yep, that's how it works. Agreed.
I assume that you guys just past this person.
Yep,
Oh
and
my
we've
god.
You're not naked. It's not
accepted
that
the
bad.
concept. We've accepted the concept of cheating into her head now.
Okay. So basically, you will sort of find yourselves in a boarding house where there is this rabbit woman kind of just sort of shifting back and forth, kind of tossing and turning, like, but I don't know, I don't remember how to do my sums, etc., etc. And if you guys want to, if you step out of her room, you hear a jingle jangly honky tonk piano playing downstairs. And as you walk down, you see a saloon below you.
Oh. Sit up at the bar. Bartender, get me a whiskey.
Perfect. I'll tell you what. Roll me a d8.
Not quite understanding the situation yet. I'm going to begin looking for any sort of rat hole entries on the ground at ground level to see if there's any rat trails.
Who you said it was an assistant, right? Did he say who he was assistant to, or am I making that up?
He was the assistant to the Dreadlord of that plane.
Okay, so it.
Yeah. Dominic.
Can I be sniffing for that plane? Is that something?
You can, but in this room, you just smell a lot of like
Sure,
sweat
okay.
and other stuff. But when you're in that area, you certainly can. Dominic, I had you. What you were rolling there for was the species. I forgot. There's so many. Oh my gosh, Wild Range is so cool, you guys. I forgot the species here.
Okay.
There are so in addition to all those varmint, like I was talking about, all these kind of like animal
Varmint.
folks, the varmints. There are also bunions, who are just kind of like half giants. They're called bunions, like Paul Bunyan. They have big blue eyes.
I see what you did there.
There are swamp people who are basically like swamp things, but there's also a group of them out in the deserts called the walking cacti. There's cactus people. But you are
I
being
don't
served.
much care for that one.
Yeah, well, don't give them a hug. But you are being served by a massive furry Sasquatch who is wearing he's kind of wearing like the old-timey sort of, like vest with like a bow tie.
Wow.
Does he look different enough from a Wookiee that
He's
Asha would know it's a different thing, or does she think a Wookiee is here?
He looks different from a Wookiee, but he looks like he'd fit in fine on either Kashyyyk or Endor for sure.
Does he also have the like manicured 1880s
Yes,
mustache.
definitely. So on his big fur, he's kind of like this, but as he sort of turns up and he says, "Absolutely, stranger," and we'll
Whoa.
pour you a big slug of whiskey and set that
What an
down.
amazing amount of hair. I've never seen so much hair on a human.
Oh, well, neither have I. And then he'll see Ash and say, "Well, hello, little lady."
Hello, giant man.
Oh, you're gonna make me blush. Drink?
Is that? I don't. Is sarsaparilla alcohol or is that what is
It's
what is
not
that?
alcohol. It's like
a soda.
Okay, so not that.
It's like a root beer kind of thing.
Oh well, maybe that.
Give her a sunset sarsaparilla.
She will order some common drink from Space Times.
From Space Times, understood. Well, not sure what a fuzzy... I don't know what a fuzzy Wookiee is, but we'll try to get you something, dear. Filian, make a look roll. Let's see if you can find any rat holes. God, Filian's about to fight a fucking rat, you guys. I just know it.
Oh, those are D10s. Yeah.
He's gonna find a whole den.
Mm-hmm.
Given so I did roll 2 8s and 2 2s again. Given my previous relationship with rats, I'm gonna choose horror.
Understood.
Since they are servants of a vile undead.
Filian, you do find a rat hole. Probably not.
I'm gonna go inside.
Make a luck roll. Oh my god.
We never saw Filian again.
Filian's gonna get so chewed up.
Reroll your
threes.
character.
Pair of threes. You walk in with a pair of threes. I will say there is no rat present now. I will also say, however, Filian, I would like for you to make. I want you to do a look roll, and I want you to put your knowledge of familiars on top of it.
Okay.
Oh my god, because they were saying the rat was his assistant. Okay, Jesus, never
Yep.
mind.
Yep.
Never mind. Just go ahead and do this. You do. He does have. He is about to roll 7 dice, and he gets to change one after the fact for free. One is a retcon die, so he has 7 in a retcon since he has 5 for his look. Sophia said, "I assume about cactus they walk in cacti, but if I can't hug, why friend shaped?"
Triple horror.
With a triple horror, and this is appropriate again for horror given your experience. You do, however, sensing this room, you believe that this is one of those incredibly rare rat. Now, maybe in this soft giant world, it's less rare, but it's one of the rare for your universe rats that is not a familiar. This hole is not the hiding place for a familiar. You're not seeing the requisite sort of like organization that a good familiar would have. You're pretty sure that this rat hole is just home to a mundane rat.
Okay. How vindictive is Filian? Pretty vindictive.
Pretty darn, from what I
Deeply.
can tell.
Yeah.
Very.
I would like to spend 3 power to be on the safe side, plant an explosive rune on the floor before I leave.
Okay. That's 3. It's only 3 power to do that.
It's a 3rd level spell.
Sure. Which spell? Symbol?
Glyph of warding.
Glyph of warding. Oh yeah, symbol. I thought symbol was higher. Yeah, glyph of warding's fine. Sure, throw it out.
Yeah.
All right.
And then I'll leave.
Set a landmine and then walk away.
I know we didn't ask a ton of questions, but do we know anything about the guy we're looking for besides like that he's from another plane? Like, do we know his race or?
He's a rat folk, I'm assuming, right? Or no, that's
Is he
the
a rat folk, or are they just calling him a rat?
No one. The only people who said he's a rat are you guys.
I called him a rat because
Okay.
that's what mobsters call.
Oh.
Okay, so do we know anything about
Okay.
You do not.
I definitely got that cross with us referring to him as Rant and then going to a place where there's all sorts of animal folk. That
No,
was
that
just,
would have been fun though.
that's
But,
just an unfortunate
you-
happenstance.
But I mean, let's see. I'll tell you what. Asha, give me a luck roll. Let's see if you picked up a name from old Henry.
3 8s.
3 8s?
Yeah, I got a 6 and 3 8s.
She got his name, his birth date, his social security number, 3
KJ,
sizes.
I'm texting
The name
you.
of his crush in first grade.
KJ, I'm going to say that you do have his name.
Rad.
I'm texting it to you.
Okay.
Don't say Duncan, Idaho.
I hope it's
Hey,
an
Duncan,
Irish.
Idaho.
I hope it's some like unpronounceable Welsh name or Irish name.
Oh, I saw the way you backed away from there.
It just feels like a trap, is all.
I thought this was obviously who you guys were looking for based on the title of this and the vibe of what's going on. But go ahead. So the Sasquatch will give you your drink and say, "Here you go, little lady."
Why, thank you. How long you come here often?
Oh. Well,
Oh,
yes,
Asha.
I do. I've been working here a while. The pay's good. The folk are interesting, except for them, her, him, her, and him.
No, yeah, that track, that makes sense. We looking for a guy, for a certain guy.
Oh, are y'all bounty hunters?
Sure,
Yes.
we'll just look at Dominic.
Oh,
Yes, we are.
There was a pause while Dominic was thinking about it. Yes, we're lawmen.
Oh, I don't see any 10 stars.
We're undercover.
Well, not doing such a good job blabbing about it, are you? But I understand. You're looking for someone, some outlaw.
Yeah. His name, Igor.
Oh, Igor. Well,
He terrible guy. He slapped Asha mama.
he slapped your mama?
He slapped Asha mama.
I always thought
Brave
he
insult
was,
where she comes from.
I always thought he was an outlaw of some kind.
It's not anywhere else.
Yeah, we're all totally acceptable to slap mothers.
Well, I'll tell you this. He doesn't live near this town. He lives out in the gulch.
The gulch.
What fastest way there?
Well, if y'all have some horses and such, you can get there probably by tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
But if you want a quicker route, he kind of leans back. KJ, would you roll a d8 for me?
Just one?
Yes, and I'm not. Oh, this is great because I'm not even making you get a different die, so you don't have to yell at me when I'm asking you to roll because I'm having you
It is
roll at a
very
table
great.
right now.
One actually.
Do you have all those bags
Okay,
of
one
dice
is
sets?
human. That's the least interesting. Roll.
Okay, I'll go again.
That's me. I just
3.
3. I
Don't put human on the table. If
know. This is my list of all the primary species of this realm.
Okay.
And I just had you roll because it's conveniently 8 entries, but I shouldn't have human. You're right. It shouldn't. I should have had you roll a d7. Okay, so as you look over the Sasquatch points, and you see that there is this little. He looks kind of like a gnome, but he's not like any of the gnomes that you remember, Dominic. Those bad gnomes who were on the other side in the war. This kind of gnome-like creature, kind of gnomish, but sort of a little like more muscular, and kind of eyes are beadier. Kind of this weird sort of also has a big sort of mustache. Has a very uncommon sort of thing, but a gnome is sort of the closest. And he says, "See that fella yonder?
You troublemaker?
Well, yes, but he's also the best guide you're ever gonna find in these parts. And if you want to find Igor out in Shadow Gulch, gonna want to ask Quick Eddie.
Yep.
Understood.
He'll
What-
get you
what
there.
name?
Quick Eddie. He'll get you there quick.
Oh,
I would hope so, given
Sounds
his
nice.
namesake.
yeah.
Whoa. Well, hi there, little fella. You know, I've seen a lot of strangers around these parts. Is he also a lawman?
He.
I am above the law.
Yep.
Wow. Well,
Yeah, that sounds about right.
that's how a lot of people out here think about themselves, no doubt.
Anyway, I down my whiskey, put it down, and I drop a piece of currency from the plane that doesn't exist right on there.
Henry does always give you guys
Yes.
walking around.
Ever since Asha had to steal a gift, he was
so
very clear that.
you can leave like a good amount of nice coinage. Just say, oh,
All right.
or do you
thanks
not
for
tip
the
much, even though
information.
you're a bartender?
I mean,
No,
Asha
no.
was gonna leave a huge tip anyways.
Perfect. Then yeah, you guys
I
get-
definitely tip.
the Sasquatch will say, "Oh, hey, oh, in that case, well, that's mighty generous of both of you. Thanks, little lady. Oh boy, beauty and money. Yeah,
Asha's gonna like wink at him.
Oh, my, be still my heart. Well, when you go and talk to Quick Eddie, just word of advice.
Okay.
Don't make any jokes about his burps.
About
He'll burp on occasion. Don't make any jokes about it.
Burns?
Burp.
Burp. Oh.
Eruption. You know.
Asha.
Oh.
Asha will lead to Dominic. Maybe Asha don't go with you when you talk to.
Just be out of earshot. You'll be fine.
Asha, why don't you and I go ahead and do some reconnaissance and leave Dominic alone here?
Oh, okay. That's fine.
All right.
Uh,
All right. Dominic's gonna.
Asha can probably not make joke, but Asha will laugh. Asha will laugh.
You might want to. Well, I'm assuming you're Asha, darling.
Asha.
Then yeah, you might want to avoid laughing at him because
All right.
Quick
Asha.
Eddie he's not only quick to guide you, he's also quick to anger.
Okay,
Asha's-
Asha, why don't you just finish up this root beer here, this Shirley
Okay.
Temple here, and I'll go talk to him.
Asha, stay.
Perfect. Okay, so Asha and Affiliate will sort of stay there. Dominic, you can saunter over to Quick Eddie, who is
All
just
right.
kind
Is he inside the bar?
Yeah, he's sitting in the bar, and he's,
Oh,
he's
okay.
just drinking very slowly, looking around.
Asha is absolutely just gonna be like flirting with the bartender.
Sure thing, no problem. Roll a charm then. Should be under your will.
Shit. Come on, man.
Shit.
I guess then if we're just sitting here, I'm just gonna be staring at the rat hole, waiting to see a burst of flame.
I'm
That's
adding
it.
2 die because oh my god.
Sure.
I'm imagining a burst of Lego pieces just flying out of there, and to you it looks like flames.
Yeah.
To us, it just looks like toys.
Yeah, I grabbed some basic blue box bricks, slapped them together into a glyph, set it on the ground, and walked out.
Asha,
2 threes.
2 threes. You're not embarrassing yourself.
Yay!
And 3 is fantasy, so there you go. In any case, Dominic, you walk over to this this sort of creature just.
Hey, you ready?
Yep.
Heard you're pretty fast, pretty quick.
Yep.
Ever heard of a punk named Igor? So I pull out the wad of cash that Henry gave me, and I go. Usually we pay, where I'm from, we pay after services are rendered. Once we know we can trust you, but I'll put in like one small amount.
Yep. He burps, and a piece of coal falls out onto the table. And then he swipes it off onto the ground.
What sort of animal is Eddie?
Eddie's not an animal. He's
Goblin.
like a gnome. He's a gnomish.
No.
thing.
No.
But he's not a gnome. You can ask him what he is. He
Gnome
said-
adjacent.
He said not to ask what his he
Said not to make jokes about his
He said not
burp.
to ask about it. Yeah, he said not to make jokes about him burping.
But a piece of coal, literal piece of coal, just came out of his mouth.
Yeah, he just coughed up. He just burped out some coal and then swiped it off the table.
Are you okay?
Yep.
Oh.
Drinks more nervously.
Dominic thinks about it for a bit and realizes this is not the weirdest thing he's seen in all of his travels so far. I mean, he's been to Montreal, so that's pretty weird. All right. Okay, he declines to make a note or mention that. Willing. What say you of being hired to guide us over to Shadow Gulch? Find this Igor fella.
I'm gonna say that Asha did that, and the Sasquatch will say, "Whoa there, darling. Are you all right?" She dropped her drink all over herself.
Oh no.
Kitchy's not happy with that. In any case, Dominic, if you ask that question, he'll look at your stack of money and say, "Yep," and he burps out another thing, which he then another lump of coal, which he then smashes with his glass. But then he'll stand up, and he's shorter than Asha. And also, by the way, when he walks in the most exaggerated kind of way. But he'll follow you, Dominic. Yes,
Can I use prestidigitation to sort of clean / dry Asha to help her save face?
She didn't actually. She didn't. I'm not that didn't happen. She already succeeded on her charm. That was just being mean to KJ because she spilled a proverbial drink called
The DM is the bully here.
When has that not been the case?
Ah, true.
So in any event,
The only one he's not a bully to is DJ3.
but sort of as he because
Oh my.
game recognized game.
Because he's just lucky like
Yeah,
that,
he's
you
just
know?
so lucky. So Asha, the Sasquatch kind of looks behind you and says, "Well, look like your friend had some luck." And you notice that that quick Eddie is just kind of walking over.
Is he quick? Is he walking quickly?
No, he's walking he's
Okay, so it's not even like that, but fast. It's okay.
no, he's just kind of sauntering behind him.
And they're leaving or they're walking towards us? Sorry.
They've come back over to the bar.
Oh, okay.
All right. Asha, Filion, let's go. We got a way to go to Shadow Gulch.
Okay.
What means of transport have you got, Eddie?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. He just sort of gestures.
Okay.
And, actually, first he'll put out his hand for some money.
Nah. Let's see the transport first.
Half.
Half of the transport cost then. All right. Dominic doesn't really care because it's not his money, so yeah, he just gives half of it.
He bites it even though it's paper money.
Are we essentially given like a black credit card?
No, you're given like a fat wallet.
Okay.
Yeah. He'll I like the idea that if you've given him like greenbacks, he bites them, like sticks them, and then he sort of walks you out.
Yep, they taste
said
like paper, all right.
Yeah, it also everything the ink was familiar, but he'll sort of guide you guys out. The Sasquatch will say, "Well, good luck out in Shadow Gulch. Hope you find your man, lawman.
Yeah.
And law lady."
And thanks for the whiskey.
Asha wants to say something
brand
incredibly
that was.
clever and flirtatious, but I can't brain it.
It's
I don't
fine. Yeah.
Yep.
Filion, as you're walking out, actually, Asha and Dominic, you guys hear a little. It literally just sounds like the clattering of plastic. And it's one of those things where, like, it's like, you know how, like, sometimes, like, they'll cut wide to something and a tiny little thing will go off, like to show scale. It's that vibe, but Filian, you know that your ward just went off.
Excellent.
I should drop. I should drop.
It's just
drop.
like-
No, I should not drop. It sounds like I should drop, but nothing here.
Check your
No.
pockets. Do you have
No, I
pockets,
should-
Don't
Asha?
worry.
Asha had no pockets.
I was
Asha
just
had no pants.
eliminating a future threat. You're fine. Let us
Huh.
proceed.
Okay.
All right.
Cut to inside the rat thing as it's just like batting away a bunch of little Lego pieces.
Yeah, they're just Legos everywhere.
You guys walk
Asha
out.
will slide her number over to the bartender, not really thinking about the fact that he has no real way of using that for anything.
It's just a
But-
chain code. Is that what the-
her hollow net contact intelligence.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, well, what a puzzle this is. So the Sasquatch will look through that. In the meantime, you guys walk out, and Quick Eddie has just wandered over to kind of like a covered wagon. And you're also on a total like Western street here, obviously. You know, all sorts
Oh,
of.
this is just like the movies, Coach Stage. Yeah, by Wayne John.
Oh,
I remember growing up with that one. Very classic.
Quick Eddie is just he's over at his covered wagon, but he kind of goes to the back of it and looks at you all and folds down a little couple of stairs in the back and goes in, and you hear the loudest knocking and clanging of various things as he's clearing a space for you. But then he kind of gets out onto the little steps to the back and just kind of gestures inside and says, "Get." And then he hops down and he walks up to the front.
Do you want shotgun, Asha?
Maybe they're not best idea this time.
He burps out
All right.
sparkle.
I'll be
Did Asha
shotgun
see it?
then.
Make a luck roll.
2 ones.
You didn't see it.
by the way, Asha, that thing you said before we left was incredibly charming and clever.
Oh, I thank you. Yes,
Oh my god, that line is amazing.
Asha still got it.
Asha never lose it. Okay, so if you guys
I get the feeling you're very popular back on your original home.
Oh yes, village elder very mad because Asha sleep with all his children.
Excuse me.
Baller move!
good gravy. All right, so as you guys if you guys board this thing, Quick Eddie, you notice that he has a couple of like oxen yoked to his covered wagon, which he's kind of now they were at.
Are they yoked oxen?
Are they
They're
humanoid
yoked.
oxen or just oxen oxen?
two guys. Hey, what's up?
They look like they lift.
Yeah. Hey, do you even lift cow?
I do.
Do you even lift bull? Yeah, this guy's cool. This guy gets it. You get your macros. As basically he's kind of bringing over the oxen and putting back this onto the thing. Is someone gonna sit up front with him?
I'll be there.
Okay, so he'll kind of crawl up and grab his reins and say,
Is there like a little window?
I mean, the covered wagon
Yeah, okay.
doesn't. It's not fully covered behind him, so yeah.
Oh, okay.
You can be looking at him and peeking out and see what's happening. Although it's like it seems like he may live back in that wagon, so there is a lot of stuff. But there's space and I mean, you and Filian and even Scoo are not that large, so you can certainly get where you're going.
I'm imagining it
People
is
are also
distinct
very
smell
confused
of-
by Scoo, but they'll just handle it.
Good.
What's up,
I have a feeling there's a distinct smell of coal all throughout the back of the
There's
wagon.
coal. There's also, and you see a lot of pickaxes, and it's a real prospector vibe.
Huh.
But Quick Eddie, he'll sort of grab the reins and say, "Ready."
I turn back to Asha and Filian. You seated,
was-
both arms inside the cart.
Guess so. Or Asha guess so.
I mean,
All right,
yeah, I suppose.
all right,
Not,
punch it.
not really anything to hold on to.
Yeah.
Except for all this coal.
And he sort of goes, and the oxen both start going like.
I think.
What was this? What was this guy's name again? Asha.
Quick, Eddie. Asha need to get her number back from that bartender.
She walks back and walks.
Yeah.
Once you guys have kind of it takes like a couple of minutes for you to clear the street, the town, the main street, and he just kind of looks up at you.
Are you pulling my leg, Eddie?
What?
Look, I don't have all day. Are we gonna actually go there, or are you just messing around here?
Other half.
will other half make trip faster or
Yeah.
same speed?
Yep.
I look at the oxen. Do they look like they particularly care if Eddie's the one driving them?
Make a tell you what, make an yeah, you're not that's not the kind of detective you are, I forgot. Nevertheless, give me an analyze roll.
Okay. 3 and 2, so no matches.
No matches. Actually, yeah. Oh yeah, you can't have a straight on only 2 dice. Never
No,
mind, right.
that doesn't count as a straight to me.
Yeah. Okay. So you're not sure.
I think you're trying to fleece me. Can I just pick him up and toss him?
Toss him off of his thing.
Yeah.
Sure. Make a. I guess that would be a fight roll.
163. I'm matching 1, so heroes.
Very heroic thing you're doing, after all.
Very heroic.
You've got heroes. Okay. I might give him a like a taste of your own medicine thing. He has 2 5s. So you try to just like pick him up. But he will reply by like as you pick him up, he just like wraps himself around your hand and bites you really hard. Just like on the hand, like
Ow. Ouchie.
and as you sort of like let go, he'll just start laughing so hard. Like idiot. And then he'll sort of reach forward and grab hold of this kind of like wooden lever, which he pulls. And suddenly, the whole coach just like shakes oddly, and before you know it, you find yourself in a completely different place.
Like we teleported?
Yes.
Is it noticeable? Like if Asha had like not been paying attention?
Yeah, actually, tell you what, everybody make an endurance roll.
There. Oh my fucking. No
I'll
match.
fail. So,
Okay. Asha and Dominic and
Does it
yeah,
work
no
on Philly?
successes, but
I'm just wondering if I even can be affected by this.
does he have an inner ear to get disoriented?
I think you can be affected by. Yeah, I don't know. It'll be a thing of like. You'll see what happens. Basically, Asha and Dominic both just start like throwing up, and he is just laughing. Other half.
Where are... I'm just off the edge of the... Alright, where are we? Shadow Gulch?
He kind of points to a gulch that could not be more called Shadow Gulch.
Shadowy.
It's the
There's a
most
little
shadowy
sign right in
gulch
front of it
you've
that says Shadow Gulch, arrow pointing down.
ever seen.
Alright, yeah, other half. Ugh.
Asha been through hyperspeed. and it not that bad.
Who's Asha?
Asha.
Yeah,
Impressive teleportation.
quick Eddie. Filian, I'll simply say you were Filian, you wound up ass up.
That makes sense.
That's all. That's it. You know, whatever. None of you were even affected by this. It's just like you're all like, oh. But he'll just sort of say, Igor, and he will point, and you will see there is a ranch house in the distance.
Yes. That why we here. Thank you.
Yep.
If he had given you money sooner, would we still be throwing up?
Yep. And he burps a piece of coal, and he looks really mad.
Asha's good. She doesn't even feel like laughing, I guess, because she's so sick.
Yeah.
But in her head, she's like, "Oh, that's funny."
Have you ever considered that you could sell that? You're like an infinite energy source.
What?
Or the coal that you burp.
Her! I don't burp coal.
Well, all right. Excrete.
Her. Hey, get, little varmint, get. Filian, make a dodge roll.
All right.
Actually, though, you are little, so give yourself at least one bonus on this.
Okay. That's nothing.
Nothing? You have 5 dice.
1, 2, 5, 6, 8.
Pierce,
Wow.
as always, does not deserve extra luck points. Do you want to spend anything to re-roll that or anything?
No, I'm a Lego. I'll be fine. I might hurt his foot.
No, he's hitting you with like a pickaxe.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, he's.
I'm gonna cast shield.
All right, I'll tell you what. I will, however, allow his shield to. It sort of bounces off, and he goes, "What the?" And then he will instead like sweep with the pickaxe, and he'll just send you like flying out of the, you know.
I imagine in this world, the shield looks like one of those plastic bubbles
Yeah, it was
out of
a little
vending
plastic
machine.
bubble, or one of like the domed windows, like one of the Lego piece domed windows popped up, and he hit that. And he's like, "What the?" And just kind of sweeps you out. And as Dominic and Asha and Skoo kind of disembark, he'll give you this mean look as he's turning it around and kind of adjust his prospector hat and just go, "Giddy up!" And then his oxen will just so slowly. Like the slowest move. But you guys are a half mile away from.
He burped coal, that good stuff.
Heard coal is similar to diamond, or am I thinking of something else? Oh, I'm still sick here.
Poor guys. So.
All right. On to the ranch house.
Hey, meanwhile, back at the ranch, right, guys?
Ah, I see what you did there.
Did it. All right. Yeah. What are you doing? Are you just walking up to the door?
I mean, does it sniff like other plane?
At this distance? Go ahead and make a sniff. Maybe you'll have something on the wind.
2 ones.
Hero, I will say at this distance, you're just kind of getting sagebrush and the western stuff, but you could try when you're closer.
Okay.
If they're in a gulch, are we at a higher elevation than this ranch that we see in the distance?
Do you want to be?
Just putting it in my mind because I want to.
I more imagine that like the gulch is there, but like it's like a ranch house. I imagine it's more of like a flat walk or like some gentle slope down or kind of a thing. Yeah.
So can we see any notable pieces of cover or something along the way?
Sure. Make a navigate track actually.
Navigate track. Which one is that?
I'm good at that.
Asha can do that then. Then Dominic, you make a look.
Sure.
2 3s.
Okay.
2 1s.
Asha, you'll point out a few spots to Asha, and Asha can tell you some places where, if you guys wanted to like make it to a certain little bluff or some stuff, a place where you could get a closer look before just walking straight up.
Yeah, that seems like a good idea.
Okay. You can get to one of those places without any issue. There might be the odd rattlesnake moved around here and there, but you guys are either big or unfamiliar, so no one's coming after you. So yeah, once you're like, how close do you want to get before you're being like stealthy?
At least close enough to see any obvious signs that it's currently inhabited.
Okay, cool. I'll say you get maybe like 500 feet away. Kind of. There's some place where you can kind of be where you're maybe a little less visual. Asha?
I mean, if you want, Asha can look ahead. Asha very sneaky.
Yeah, you can send
right.
Asha to
Asha's
scout
super
first.
spy.
Sure.
All right, Asha, spy it up.
Asha super spy.
Asha, super spy.
Oh,
yeah, go ahead and make a
yeah,
sneak roll.
use this too. My thieves' tools again, in case you need to break into somewhere.
Oh, and you guys do have comms now, so you can even talk to them from far.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Asha built comms. Wait. Filian, she doesn't have one of your skills.
They're short range. How long did we say?
I put it down here as a joke. Hold on, I have it in a summary. Last one. Their range is approximately 5 kilometers, 5,000 magics, 3.1 miles.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have 2 8s and 2 7s, but I'm gonna change. Let's do 7. 3 7s.
Great. Ooh, 3
Comedy.
7s. It's fun lightness. Third time's the charm. Asha, go ahead and give me another smell now that you're closer. You can be like up to the house basically.
2 8s.
You sniff. You do not sniff that clear sense of undead. So you think that being in here is alive. This Igor. But I will say that you smell some things that, while not directly tied to your trip to Ravensdread, didn't smell like anything back in Wild Range. So there's something about this place that has its own vibe. You also, no roll required, you hear the sounds of someone cooking inside, and your scent also smells. There's like some like weird kind of stew or something on the
Okay. Someone cooking.
Are you finished? Over.
Oh my
We're
God.
cooking.
Oh no, he one of those.
Okay.
Someone
okay.
cooking. Over.
Oh, understood. Over.
Wait. Why is your understanding over? Wouldn't you just keep it once you understood?
No, over. Why am I saying over to you when you're right here? What did we need from this student, this punk again, Asha? Over?
Asha need learn how to fix Frederica.
Okay.
Asha actually wasn't listening to what everyone else needs. Over.
Oh. Okay. We'll go and make him talk then. Over. If he's distracted, we can approach.
Oh! Something to do about Orlando. He know Orlando. That it. Asha
Oh.
remember.
Oh, that guy with the flower. Over. All right, we're coming. Over.
So not over. What's the point? If you not even you keep talking after it's so dumb. Why we have to say it? Over.
It was just in the movies I've seen. Over.
Oh my gosh.
I didn't work for the military. Over. I worked in a bar during the war. Over.
You say it and then you keep talking. Why? What
I'm gonna-
even point?
I'm gonna cast message to Asha.
So, what's he cooking? Does it smell good?
Does it smell? It's fine.
Excellent.
I'll cast message again.
I'm not sure I understood anything of what Dominic was saying, but I think we are on our way to you. A lot of stuff seemed to be ending for no reason.
It really old school way of talking through it dumb, it pointless. What?
I'm just telling you, this is the kind of stuff I grew up with. Before I moved over to San Termino, watching.
It's maddening.
Yeah.
Asha, they're catching up, and I assume you guys are not sneaking. Is that correct? Because no one said you were sneaking. I mean, Filian, you're riding on a robot, so that's a little hard.
I don't think I'm sneaking
Okay,
either.
so yeah, they basically just walk up.
I am simultaneously always and never stealthy.
It's pretty much the case. So yeah, you guys get up to now kind of at the you're at the property. Asha, you even Dominic, you can smell the cooking from inside.
I'm listening. Do I don't know, listening or looking? I say looking. Do I see any signs that he's reacting to our approach?
Give me a look roll.
2 5s. Noir.
Nothing seems to be changing in the house. You can see there's someone in the kitchen, behind some windows, but like the shades.
With Dinah?
Someone in the kitchen, I know. Yeah, but but you don't see he doesn't seem to be reacting to your
Okay.
getting close to his house.
All right.
Is there an open window or anything like that?
Yeah, one of the kitchen windows is open. We'll say the smell's getting out like that, and then there's like a little front door.
I'll say to Asha, I'm gonna knock on the front door. You go inside, see if there's anything you can find anything in there that might help us.
Okay.
Thunk, 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 thunk as I knock on the front door.
Okay. And you hear kind of like some uneven footsteps, and Dominic, the door is suddenly opened, and there is a sort of a human man, but he does have a hunchback, and he's kind of but he's wearing like a chef hat, and an apron, but he sort of looks up at you and says,
"Oh, how can I help you?" Yes.
Hello, I'm looking for Igor.
Oh, yes, Igor. Well, what do you want with him? Yes.
I need someone who's ever worked with a stitched.
Oh, stitched. Also, from far away you are. Yes. I see.
Also, I specifically brought Skoo so that if he heard the medical details about how to fix a stitch, Skoo would remember it, because Asha would not be able to.
Understood.
So Skoo is with them, because Skoo can't sneak with Asha anyway.
Sure, yes. And he kind of looks back and he sort of sees
Yes.
he'll even see Filian and be,
Oh,
Asha, you said you were going to creep into his house, is that correct?
Yes.
Let me see here. You do have 4 in climb, and your sneak is, so let's just make a climb roll. Because your sneak is, you're sneaking. You're sneaking. You're great.
She's the sneak king.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to reference.
2 2s.
I will say that, yeah, you're able to climb up to the sort of kitchen window, and you can hop into the house and kind of creep off into the back. And Dominic, you see like a little Asha shadow kind of pass behind this guy as he's sort of talking to you, and he's saying,
yes, well, yeah. If you've come from so far just to see me, who brought you here? Yes.
Can't say.
Oh,
Too important. He would kill me if I told you his name.
interesting. Would you like some goulash?
How firm is it?
Yes. Very firm. Very firm indeed.
It is still too soft for Filion here, I guess.
It's not gonna be a plastic brick. It's gonna be soft.
Tender and juicy. Yeah, made with freshly killed rabbits. Come in, come in.
Thank you very much. Do I have? Is he like normal human size? Do I have to bend down? In
No,
order
he's
to...
he's normally he was like he's like short for a human, but he's and he's kind of
Okay.
hunched over, but he's not.
All right.
Yeah, but he'll kind of just come in and gesture to a table. Asha, are you looking for anything in particular, or you're just
Anything related to Stitched, Orlando, how to ride the Sasquatch guy.
okay? I guess Asha, make just an investigation. Investigate research.
Okay. Gonna add
Oh boy.
2 power to this.
You're spending 2 power to add 1 die, or spending 4 to add 2.
4 to add 2.
Oh boy.
Oh thank God, 2 6s.
2 6s, and that is puzzles and secrets and things. I will say that you sort of look around his house, and we're gonna cut back to you doing this, because as you're sort of looking, for the most part, it seems just like a little ranch house, farmhouse. He's just gonna, just living out here, kind of in not incognito. What's the word that just means in obscurity? Yeah. So you're just you're doing this, but you do hear that he's moving Dominic and Filion into some little place and telling Dominic to sit down, and he goes and he's bringing out some stew, which he'll set down in front of Dominic.
I still have paprika, but other ingredients I must, yes, improvise. So, you come to speak to me about the Stitched, yes? What is your name, friends?
I'm Dominic,
Dominic, yes.
and this one is.
I'm Filion.
Filion.
Together with Dom and Finn, Phil.
I've seen your kind before, Dominic, but not yours, Filion. Not yours.
I've seen your type before.
Yes.
Usually in dungeons.
Yes, dungeons and castle towers and laboratories. Yes, yes. So, what can I tell you about the Stitched? So beautiful and yet a little frightening, yes.
Oh.
What kind of incantation is necessary to reassemble them? And for that matter, deassemble them?
Reassemble, oh dear. You know a Stitched?
Can Ashe
Not personally.
Asha,
are the comms always on? Like, can she hear the conversation?
and with your ears and hearing, you're hearing
Oh,
this
sure,
just
okay.
from elsewhere in the house. Yeah, sure.
Okay.
He'll say, "Oh dear, has one of the Stitched been, unthreaded?"
Is that what you call it?
Oh, well, it could be called many things. Were they hacked apart or were they unraveled?
I'd
Yeah,
say
it's
more
mostly just-
unraveled.
Yeah, it's mostly just a pile of parts. Not
Oh.
exactly sure which is which.
Thought we could have
one?
just put them back together, like what Filion here. Head off, head back off.
Oh, yes, I see.
Oh,
Yes, the Stitched are much more
oh.
complicated.
Wait. Try again. There's a kink in my neck. Do it again.
Twist Filion's neck a little bit there.
Igor will say,
That's it.
Oh, fascinating. My old master would be fascinated to see such a thing. Yes, the professor.
Wait,
Professor?
Master.
Yes, the one.
So you're a familiar?
No, a laboratory assistant,
Oh, an apprentice. Okay.
a grave robber
mean,
as well.
If it's a professor,
Oh, aren't
couldn't
we
he be
all at
familiar
that
with him?
level?
Grave robber.
Yes, I do not wish to say master, for I no longer serve him, but he forced me to rob the recently dead of their parts to create something beautiful.
Why did you leave your master's service?
Oh, he was defeated.
Bye.
his own creations turned against him in the end. They stormed the castle.
Dominic, this is why you never let your creations outnumber you significantly.
Well, that's how
This happens every time.
That's how it is in the mob world too.
Asha, as you're sort of looking around, I will say that you do find up in a bedroom. Actually, go ahead and give me a stealth for this part. Because though your stealth is amazing, you will need at least a 3rd degree success. And it will need to be of an appropriate setting thing, otherwise 4th. Because stepping and not having like the floorboards.
3 sevens.
3 sevens? Oof, but comedy means he should hear it.
No, it means Asha does it super stealthily, but she's
Wait.
singing her song the whole last time.
I have a question, Philip.
Please.
If you roll comedy,
Mhm.
and it's 3 of them, so comedy
always
comes in
comes
threes. Is that like a critical success on comedy?
If you're trying to do something funny, for sure.
Okay.
But if you're
Okay.
like, if you're telling someone about like the
It's
child's
also
prognosis, probably not.
lightness, relief.
Ooh, you know what? Lightness. I'll say it's light steps. That's fine. Okay, sure.
How about meta-wise? For comedy, we know she's there. He doesn't know she's there.
You guys
so
hear
when
a
we
step
hear the
and then
floor
you're like
creaking,
loudly slurping.
we
so-
immediately slurp. That's what I'm gonna do. I hear
Okay,
it.
sure. Yeah, we'll say a thing that happens. But Asha,
Man,
upstairs,
this is good goulash.
upstairs in a bedroom, you do see a few articles that seem to come from that world. That seem not of this wild range place. That come from more.
Are they like framed, or are they just kind of like laying about?
You like there's like maybe a chest. There's a few books, some curios. Yeah, maybe like a little like cameo picture with Igor as a baby in it, like kind of thing.
Yikes.
Yeah, but so you see that stuff.
Does anything? Well, can I look through it, I guess, and see?
Sure. Give me an analyze roll.
What does this keep? There we go. Oh, okay, that's not the greatest, but that's true.
But downstairs he'll say,
Yes, so they stitched my master. The former sort of, he was not only a professor, but what they called a dread lord. Was he not? That is what everyone says, yes.
The Dreadlord.
A dread lord.
What the heck does that mean, Filian?
Oh, it would mean that he is a Lord of Dread.
Well, yeah, I got those from the words, but I get the feeling that means something more substantial than just that.
I'm sorry, what do you mean more substantial? There's no Dread Kings. Usually some sort of dark magic is involved.
Well,
Yes.
that kind.
Professor.
Alright.
Yes. Well, what did you wish
Oh.
to know? You want to know
Well-
how to reassemble a stitched?
Well, yes, and deassemble.
You gotta have a backup plan in case they come back and they're...
Again, you have to know how to undo your... We're not ending up like your idiot master. That's all I'm saying.
Yes, it was a complicated matter. I have journals upstairs. I can fetch them for you. You can consult them if you'd like.
he starts to push off. Asha, you were upstairs
this-
with one of these very journals. What did you roll on your analyze?
2 twos.
2 twos. There is a page. One of these journals, as you're looking through it, has a lot of it is in a language you don't necessarily understand, but there are diagrams that you're like, this is useful stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a listen roll, though. You have 4 in listen, right?
I have 2.
Oh. Feels
I'm
like
happy to increase it to a 4.
Feels like an oversight, but if that's what you got. But you hear him.
How about
He's
smell?
saying, like,
Passive smell.
Smell is 4.
you perhaps hear some you hear like a chair scraping, but he's saying to you, Dominic and Filian,
Allow me to fetch my journals. You can consult them. Yes, consult them.
Oh, wait, quick question before you go, because I'm gonna forget. Your back is that a normal born deformity, or was that an experiment?
No, it was was.
Can't just ask why someone has a hunchback.
Gee, again, we're talking about stitching bodies from the grave back together. We're past decorum, Dominic.
Yes, neither.
Very curious.
He'll start, and at this point, Asha, you hear footsteps coming up the stairs, kind of unevenly.
I'm in a bedroom.
Yeah.
Asha will put the journal back, dive under a bed.
Perfect. Make a sneak roll just for the heck of it, but yeah.
Three sevens.
3 sevens. Once again,
Oh, jeez.
hilariously, you're
Oh,
under the
or
bed.
3 threes? Nah, yeah, 3 sevens.
3 sevens. Okay, so Asha, I will say that you hilariously dive under the bed, but the whole time you're under there, and you are being stealthy, you're like trying to keep yourself from sneezing from all the dust, kind of vibe, you know?
Just. Sorry, I'm just trying to imagine that dump truck just squeezing under the bed.
Very cartoony. But you then hear these uneven footsteps coming in, and this guy sort of muttering to himself and saying,
Oh dear, find the journals. They need the journals of. Oh dear, they need the secrets of. Yes. Oh, right here. This. Will this tell them? Oh, so many memories. Oh dear. Oh. But why do they wish for it? I have not explained. Perhaps I should not be so trusting, but I am curious. Curious indeed.
and he leaves, having spoken to himself for a while. Dominic, are you eating the soup, by the way?
Yeah, he offered it on hospitality.
It's fine. You can tell
Has
what he
Cyn-
means about like he doesn't have all the ingredients. You know?
Right. Has
Um,
Cynthia served this sort of thing?
Actually, yeah, probably some familiar like things like this, sure.
Hmm.
But he kind of, as he then comes down, he has a couple of these like kind of old leather-bound journals, and just approaches you too.
But before I share, you must do the same. Yes. Which stitch is it that you are trying to put together or take apart?
Oh,
I
that's
don't know
pretty.
her name.
The one we're trying to assemble, I believe her name is Frederica.
Oh yeah, there we go.
The one
No,
we're trying
not-
to disassemble is called Orlando.
Oh, not Frederica. Oh, so beautiful. Oh, I was
And
there.
we'll disassemble Frederica if she acts like a bitch.
I see.
You never know. Some people just come back wrong.
Well,
Kind of pauses with these journals.
I'm not sure about that. Frederica, she was very sweet, and Orlando, he was special too, but there was great trouble with him there at the end.
At the end?
Oh yes, he stayed loyal to the master, but I think he was really loyal to something else. Yes.
What? Something else?
Another dreadlord?
No. More
Another
powerful
master?
than Dreadlord, eh? A
Oh.
rider of shadow and elf. Yes.
Shadow elf?
Not precisely, but
More powerful than a dreadlord.
oh yes. Dreadlord, you see, my poor former master, he was so trapped, yes?
Yeah.
So,
Then he tried to gain more power from this nightmare thing, this rider. But I think
so-
Orlando served the rider,
What
not
are they
my
called
master,
again?
you see. For
What was the
in
kind
end,
of Maisie and Filian and
A
Maisie
master
and Dracula
mage.
called again? There
yes,
we go.
thank you. Yes, Filian is also in that. I
I do not
when
know.
listing master mages, I should always be in the conversation, Dominic. Thank you.
No.
Uh,
But, if you wish to rescue Frederica, it's not an easy process. It requires Raven's dread. The lightning there had a magical quality. There are many scientific processes my master had determined, but the lightning...
Scientific magic lightning?
Yes,
say?
Yes.
don't we? I won't go into the details, but we sort of have science, magic, lightning, where we're at.
Then I hope you can save her, for she was sweet and kind, yes.
Yeah, I've got lightning on tap. That's easy.
You do.
Yeah.
Dominic looks at Fillion without saying anything, but he doubts it based on the magic he's seen.
Asha, what are you doing now? You've heard he's gone downstairs. He's talking to them again.
Did he take the journal that has the stuff?
He did take that journal.
Okay. Is there anything? And that journal was about fixing the stitched and everything, right?
It seemed, from what you can tell, it seemed to be more like the guide to how to put them together.
Okay, that's fine.
Alright.
So is there anything about either Orlando or the Dreadlord? Just like an article or something Asha can just snatch.
Ah, okay. As you're looking for stuff, you don't
Like she'll
see...
take the baby photo if she has to, but she doesn't really
You
want
don't see
to.
Orlando, but in addition to that photo, you do actually see a photo of a man you don't recognize, but that has the word professor at the bottom. He's a very sort of like he's got that sort of like a Byronic, like handsome thinker, but sort of, kind of a little mad in his way. The name on there is Professor Ludwig Ketzerschloss.
And the name professor is relevant to Asha, like it's something that Henry has spoken about.
Because Asha hasn't heard that this guy said the professor, so that is the only thing you say. But give me a... Does she have anything of this? Nope, just kidding. Yep. Well, make a luck roll. That's higher than your detect vibe. Or your
2 6s.
2 6s. Mystery. I think you think this guy's important.
Okay, Asha snatch.
Okay.
All right. So downstairs, I've got this book of all these diagrams that Dominic can't make
He
heads
has
or tails
not
of.
given that to you. Actually,
Oh.
Dominic, give me a read person.
I'm just looking at it. Read
Yeah.
person? Which
Give me a
one is
read
that?
person detect vibe.
That's in Will? Read person. Oh, 4. Okay, dokie. No matches, but how much is it to reroll?
3 to
3? Alright, I'll use a reroll, see if that works. Straight. 3, 4, 5, 6.
Then reroll for free.
Alright. 2 6s. Mystery.
Once again, mystery. I think that you think he is genuinely offended by what Filian said. And there's a
Gotcha.
chance that he no longer wants to help you guys.
What did Villian say that?
Yeah, which part? That's a lot.
Well, Filian said we might have to then take her apart if she's a bitch.
Oh, that part.
Oh, that part, Villian.
Yeah. Oh, that reasonable thing to be upset by? Yeah, that one.
Yeah, that one. I'll say Dominic notices that
Yeah.
he has moved. Oh, I'll say to what's his name? Igor?
Mhm.
I'll say, don't worry about Filian, he's a senile old man. And look at him, he's not taking anyone apart.
I'll take you apart, Dominic, if you
No, you won't. You absolutely will not, under any circumstances, take me apart.
The guy sort of stares at Filian and says,
I don't know. He seems to have an arrogant intelligence like my master did.
Yeah.
And he is a
He's
great
a mage.
mage, you've said. Yes, yeah. Mages.
That's what just mages be. Just arrogant, thinking they know everything. They can fix everything by taking color somewhere.
What?
Don't worry about it.
What?
It's a long story.
What?
Asha, are you gonna try to come downstairs or what's
Yeah, I guess so. If I've taken, I mean, he took the book that I need or the journal.
Alright,
He did.
so
I'm just taking the article and
how about this, Igor? Can we just take a look at it and skew if you can read this thing and memorize it?
Yum num, eat chop, yum num.
I do not know a goddamn thing you said.
He'll sort of say,
To this boxy automaton can read.
I don't know. I think so.
How do you not know?
That's not my boxy automaton.
Whose is it?
It's when Asha's coming down the stairs now. Or do you decide to jump out and go through the front door somehow?
Are you gesturing for Asha like go outside and come in?
I'll shout out through the front door. Asha, you've been keeping watch. Why don't you come in now?
Asha will go.
Asha,
And she'll like try and jump out the window she came in. I guess.
perfect. Make a that sounds perfect. Asha, give me a I think that's fun. Give me a. I'll tell you what, because it's high for this, and I'll say that it's the kind of thing. Asha, give me a dodge roll, which will be basically the idea of you like jumping out the window and like it's
Now
kind
it's
of like
time.
I'll let you have a.
Now
Okay.
it's time for those 777s.
2 7s and 2 4s.
Which one you want to go with?
I mean, if what we're doing is comedy, I'm getting a lot of comedy tonight, but
This
I
is
feel like
fun.
comedy is about right.
Okay, so yeah, I'll say that you leap out and kind of you can do a like as he like goes to the door to open it, you're standing there like leaning.
Yeah,
like,
she's like this. She's just like, hi, hi, Asha,
Oh,
Asha, keeping watch. It's all safe here. Asha,
I come in, yes. I
You do,
hear my
yeah.
door. Would you like some stew?
yeah, smell good. Asha just barely smell it. Smell
he
good.
kind of goes and gets some stew and sits it down, but you can tell he's kind of glaring at Filian, and he still has the journals.
So, your friends tell me you're trying to put together Friederica.
Yes.
What happened to her?
The guy
Short
with
version. Orlando. No, wait. Do I know that Orlando did it, or
You
just...
do.
We know, we saw it.
Nova saw him before he disappeared.
Well. I mean, I guess she doesn't necessarily have a reason not to hold. He has the thing. Frederica is Asha friend, and then we looking for Orlando, and then Orlando take apart Frederica, and then Asha say that not okay, so Asha won't put Frederica back together because Frederica Asha friend.
Are you a doctor, Asha? A physician?
No, but Asha find and repair this school. He can do it.
sort of a doctor.
Sku is a physician.
I mean, he not have medical license, but he can do it.
Scoo just kind of brandishes like a scalpel and a bone saw, like
Yeah, look
Eat him.
at him go.
Yes. I suppose in that case, you must understand the stitched are considered by many to be an offense against the natural order.
No, Frederica Asha friend.
Yes,
They're not
but-
shadow elves, so they're okay.
Oh, you,
The hell?
you don't
No,
care
what?
for
Why you say
shadow
that?
elves.
Oh,
What?
causing so much trouble.
Yes.
What the hell?
The Nightmare Rider is connected to these as well. Yeah. So,
What?
yeah.
You kidding me?
No. If I were kidding you, I would say knock knock.
Okay, maybe while you guys discuss whatever that is, you let Asha and Scoo look at book.
I am. Listen, I have come here to hide. I was
Okay.
connected to a dangerous, but you have found me. And these books, what my master did is a secret. Many people find it wicked. I am worried about letting this information get back out there. Yes.
Asha only want fix Frederica because Frederica Asha friend.
I'll take a look. Can I do a detect vibe, read person, and see if this is legitimately him scared, hiding out from
sure.
danger again? Because
Go ahead.
I've seen rats like these before.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. I'll spend 3 power to reroll. I'm at 9 power.
Okay.
2 1s. Heroes.
2 1s. Though you are sure that he is, because like he's being very, kind of guarded about things. You're sure there were many things he's not telling you and doesn't want to. You are confident that though he invited you in, he is concerned that people found him. You suspect he may leave here when this is over. He is definitely he's definitely on the run to some extent.
Okay.
Yeah. But this other stuff he's saying about it being generally dangerous, you kind of have no sense of that.
Sure.
But he'll kind of say, but Asha is kind of making a plea, and he says,
I do have soft spot for Frederica. I remember when I found her cheekbones. The poor girl who had died, it was such a tragedy, but at least her amazing facial structure could live on.
That wild thing to say.
As I
Super
said,
wild.
it was a domain of dread. A very wicked
Yeah,
kind of
no,
place.
I shall not judge. It's fine. I shall just want fix Frederica.
Will you promise me that you will not let this knowledge fall into the wrong hands?
and he kind of looks at Filion for a moment.
Oh, he not even have hands. They like claws. It's fine.
Yes,
Ah,
I see.
yeah.
I see.
And don't worry about me. I can't even read the damn book.
No, yeah. It's just Skoo, and Skoo can only
You will
really speak language that Asha programmed into him, so it's fine.
You will need an enchanted form of lightning. This book is the meteorological explanation of the kinds of storms, but it may be difficult to find. The storms must come from the purple mist. Very dangerous.
What if we have our own lightning? Oh, what if lightning just come from a purple lady? Is that okay?
Does that count?
You can
If we get her
consult-
angry like she is Storm, is that good enough? I can make her pretty angry. Asha can really, yeah.
He will tell you.
I was only ever the assistant, yes.
Hmm.
But I will.
He sort of gives you the journal, the one you were looking at, and says,
This is how to assemble the stitched, and this is the meteorological description of the unique magical lightning that can imbue the life to a combined golem of different, disparate pieces of flesh, yes.
Thank you. And Asha's just gonna kind of bring the book over to Skoo, and
But-
they're gonna look over it together.
Be careful.
Yeah.
Don't
Be careful?
let this
With what?
knowledge fall into the wrong hands.
Nope. Just me and Skoo. Just Asha and Skoo.
Okay, I won't. I mean, I'm normally on Scoop, but I'll make a point to I guess get off of
hop
Scoop.
off of Scoop.
Because I was gonna cast comprehend languages so I could read the weird language, but
That's such a
I mean, he's also, he seems to be just giving you these journals.
Oh, like
oh,
to keep?
we
Yeah.
can keep them. Oh, then I can look that over when we get back.
Yeah.
So I take a look at Igor. You're hiding out, aren't you?
Yes.
From your old boss or people you have wronged?
Well, my boss was destroyed. That is how the Dreadland was able to be freed.
I don't know. People come back all the time, so who knows?
I hope not him. The professor made his deal, didn't he? With the nightmares.
The nightmares.
Yes. But when the mists were broken and the land was freed and the light of the torches, led by the Stitched and the Saints, they dragged it out of the shadow world into the real one.
Huh.
And then I did make my escape.
Were you afraid of being hunted by the people?
Oh, I was nearly killed in the tower, yes.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
But they were
Ah.
more focused on Orlando.
Dominic briefly considers offering him to go back to Henry Lovestone's place, but he says, "Yeah, that's rough, buddy. Good luck hiding out there."
But how did you find me? Who found me here? Was it this mage?
He gestures to Philion.
Oh, no. Fillion's not that good to find you out here. But as I said,
Choke you in your sleep.
okay, that one I believe you could do. I believe
Fall
you
in your
would be a
mouth.
choking hazard
Yeah.
for ages 3 and under. Let's just say that we're working for a master mage who is not a horror from beyond the
I see.
veil.
I understand. And this person is seeking Orlando.
More specifically, Orlando's current master.
You see the Nightmare Rider.
Yeah, more or less.
To do this is very dangerous.
What are you gonna do? The world's dangerous
The
and unsafe.
The Nightmare Rider, I can tell you this, so that you have something to report to your master.
Oh,
The Nightmare Rider is unique.
unique how?
It can move between the Dreadlands. But not only freely between them as many Shadow Elves can do. It can move even between the universes.
Dominic does not understand the implications of what this says at all, but he'll make a note of that, write that into the tree turtle.
Move into.
Move between universes and move freely amongst the Dreadlands. Got it. And, just in case, because, a lot of these weird things, is it Nightmare with an N or Nightmare with a silent K?
None with with an N, yes.
Okay.
In your tongue, yes. But the Shadow Elves, Markelhinglyph, they call it.
Working with the fucking Shadow Elves. God damn it. They gotta mess up everything, don't they? They can't just leave anything
I
to
didn't
be.
realize, Dominic, you're so racist.
Oh, I'm not even the
Yeah,
most
some
racist
tolerance,
of my
man.
family. I am the most progressive of my family, let's say.
Oh wow, that's
That's chilling.
a lot.
Um,
That's a lot to take in.
Igor,
Yes,
are you going to leave here after we go?
I think I may need to, yes. Though if
Oh.
your master can find me, maybe others can. I don't want to have bad dreams again.
I could try to magically alter your appearance for a time so that you could more easily sneak away. Wouldn't last forever, just for a little bit.
This is a kind offer, but I will have to take my chances, I think.
All right, suit yourself.
I do not love magic, but I appreciate the gesture. Yes.
Asha, were you about to say something?
Well,
Asha is just speaking in Ewok to Skoo.
Sure.
They're talking about what's on the book, and she's also interjecting with, "By the way, that Sasquatch guy." I'm just talking about him.
That Sasquatch wanted it.
Yeah.
He's down bad, I believe.
He think Asha a baddie.
All right. Well, thanks a lot for your aid and hospitality,
Yes.
Igor, and good
Always.
goulash.
Always hospitality, yes. Good luck on your endeavors, and
he kind of turns to Asha.
I hope you can restore Friederica.
Oh, Asha can't. Thank you, though.
You can tell her that Igor assisted. If she even
Okay.
remembers me.
You seem hard to
Did-
forget.
Did you look like that when you meet her?
Yes.
She probably remembered.
Very good. Very good.
Goodbye.
Peace.
If you guys are you gonna pull the thing right in here, or are you walking outside?
No, we were told very specifically to stop doing that.
All right. Well, but here's the thing, though. We can't just go away out of line of sight. We're just gonna be right outside. He sees us.
Okay, then maybe we
But fine. Just for decorum, we'll go outside,
We can
wave,
just
close
walk
the door.
towards the town, I guess, and then.
Sure.
I mean, you're like 100 miles from that town.
Well, no, just towards
Oh,
it.
I see.
and-
Sure.
Yeah.
Just behind a
Go
brush or
behind
something
some
like
sagebrush.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or cactus somewhere.
Maybe that
It's a
could be
Behind a
first-
cacti.
cactus full.
I was like, excuse me. I'm just doing my business right now. Why are you guys crouching behind me?
Oh god, a cactus full being on a.
Hey!
I
It's
thought that was aloe vera.
So if you guys step out, kind of Igor will kind of just stare after you all, kind of as you go to his door.
Say, yes. Goodbye.
Farewell.
Later.
The second he closes the door, there are no windows on the front door, right?
Not on the door, no.
All right. Out of line of sight, just tear out a page.
Okay.
The Batman method.
Three of you and Skujo. He maybe opens the door.
Oh, you forgot your leftover. Oh.
Magic.
Yeah, no, you guys disappear. Okay. Well, very good. Well, yes, you can make it back without issue. Henry and Sherlock are there, and Sherlock says, "Oh yes, no, I see. This is so tiresome to have to wait for them to return. It is
Oh,
so
I
much
hope
more
I didn't
convenient
tear
when I
out
can
the
simply be
page that
there
I wrote the
myself."
notes on.
Well, even if you did, you still technically have it.
Okay.
The page doesn't disappear or anything like
Nah,
that.
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
That would've been
I
funny,
figure
though.
I figure just you guys are like crumpling it up and throwing it out, so you know. But as you guys get back, so Henry and Sherlock are there, and Henry will say, "Now, Sherlock, before you get all fancy, why don't you let them tell you what happened rather than, or here's what I want you to do, Sherlock, Mr. Holmes. I would like you to either say what it is you think happened right now, so we all hear you, or let them talk, and then at the end, don't say, just as I suspected, or whatever you're going to do." Oh, I will certainly let them talk, of course. No reason for me to upstage your brave adventurers. Yes, but what I'm saying is, if you do that, you can't then say, just as I suspected. You understand? Of course. Please, let them deliver their report.
He's
I don't-
totally gonna fucking say it.
I don't want to take
You're
away
saying.
from what they've done.
Say the line, Sherlock. Say the line.
How did it go? Did you find the assistant?
Yeah, we found Igor.
You found Eagle, perfect. And what did he? I know. Well, I see that you have a couple of journals. He gave you journals related to, sort of.
Yes, we
stitched-
fixed Frederica.
Wonderful. Well, that's good. Did you happen to also ask about the primary mission, which was, of course, the sort of Orlando of it all? Any intel on that?
Oh yeah. He's working with a Nightmare Rider who's also working with Shadow Elves.
Right. Okay. Anything beyond this?
Yes, the Nightmare Raider's more powerful than a Dreadlord.
Yes.
Can come and
And,
go as he pleases through the.
I unfold the page that I crumpled up. He can move amongst demiplanes of dread and between universes. I have no idea what the implications of that means.
The Nightmare Rider. Oh. Sherlock Holmes will just, as I suspect. Nothing. I didn't say a thing. Yes. Let them carry on.
Can I just ask you something, Sherlock?
Of course. But I already know what you're going to ask and what the answer will be.
Yeah, can we stop going on these missions? If you know everything, can you just tell us shit so I don't have to go traipsing around through places where I can't eat or drink anything?
Ah, you see, your deductive skills, though you seem to be an intelligent enough wizard, your deductive skills are sorely lacking. In order for me to confirm my theories, I need you to go out and do that. And it's like, you're not even sending them on missions, I am. Oh. Thank you, Sherlock. Yes, it's all as I suspected. He marches away. Henry's like, you know what's interesting is that he, like, when he first arrived, he was like, I'll be leaving soon. But now he hasn't said that in a while.
You know, I understand he likes opium. Do you want me to get some more opium for him?
No, because then he gets mean. Yes, Asha?
After Asha and Screw fix Frederica, can Henry help Asha because Asha gave a really hot Sasquatch Zaddy bartender her phone number. Asha realized after we left he probably doesn't know what to do with that.
What, you gave a... I'm familiar with many of these terms. A Sasquatch Zaddy bartender?
Mm-hmm.
That's your framing for the... All right. So...
It's accurate.
Okay. Right. Understood. Sasquatch Zaddy bartender. Wonderful. And you give him your phone number?
Yes.
Right. Because you're a space woman. Okay. We can put that... Tell you what, Asha. We'll put that on to the sort of open issues. Absolutely. But
Like a Jira board. Open issues, new ticket.
well, yes, there can be a ticket. So
It's Frederica first,
right.
and then
Well, and
Asha forgot to
and
get
your
his name.
your Wi-Fi for Superstar Duels is on there for you as well, right?
Yes, that's about tied.
I understand. Also, so yes, but please do remember that the top one is identifying this multiversal threat, trying to sort of destroy the Dreamlands and sort of cover all things. That's the top one.
Yeah.
Then Maisie, Dracula, they're sort of next. But these other personal missions, absolutely, no problem. We can add it to the hopper, as it were. No problem.
Okay.
Right.
I get the feeling they'll never be finished. Like when a writer says, "I'm going to get to this storyline I set up in season 1," and they never get back to the storyline at all.
Indeed.
I've seen that in too many serials.
So Igor and Asha, I thank you for this page you've given me. This is yes. So Professor Ludwig Kanzerschloss. He was. You found this. Did he give this to you as well?
No, Asha stole this.
You stole this. So this was the professor. This was
That
the
appears to be
Dreadlord
the
of
case.
Ravenstred. Is that correct?
Well, that's a professor that he had, so I can't imagine he went to college.
Very good. Thank you for doing this. I'm actually going to, though I know it is, I know you need to go off and do things with the rest of yourself. Asha, you have many preparations to do. Filian, you have murders to plan with treason. Dominic, you have drinking to do. I'm actually going to sort of, even though there's only 3 of you here, I wanted to sort of ask you if there are threads of this you do want me to sort of follow up more as I pick your next mission. Do you want sort of, we still have the open option of Betty Biobelcher. We may need to go seek her out, and Dracula is supposedly waiting for you there. Do you want to sort of directly follow up on this Nightmare Rider angle now, or should we sort of let information about that come as it may, and instead sort of, just see what new things arise?
Actually, Dominic's sort of invested now that the Shadow Elves are involved.
Understood.
Henry, Dominic kind of racist.
Yes.
Not kinda, like exceedingly.
So, Asha, do you remember how all the color from your universe was drained?
Yes.
So that happened to his universe first, and as far as he can tell, it was the Shadow Elves who did it.
Okay.
Well, why did it happen to her universe?
Because his universe then stole it from hers, robbing Peter to pay Paul, as it were.
Did the Shadow Elves do it to Asha too?
No, he and his friends.
What?
I didn't do a goddamn thing.
No, he.
All I did was punch some Shadow Elf.
He did not do it. No, but it wasn't even his friends. It was they sort of conspired with a sort of a foreign government.
It was a freaking gremlin.
It was a
Some
gremlin.
gremlin master mage. God.
It was a
Damn.
gremlin, not a master. Well, a gremlin arcane abomination, but 6 of 1, of course. So, so the point is, he has. I hope that he is not being too prejudiced in his thinking of shadow elves, but he does have.
Well,
he
is.
I apologize. He is from the old country. You know.
Also,
try to
to
correct
be
him where we
fair,
can.
To be fair, at least the one shadow elf we're after does seem like they're pretty evil.
Well, the Nightmare Rider is.
Yeah, see, that's not a good name.
I don't know. I
Get
don't
the
know.
name of a good one.
The Nightmare Rider is. The Nightmare Rider is not a shadow elf. The Nightmare Rider is a sort of like. It's like a shadow elf god.
I'm not seeing a difference here.
A shadow, you know, a sort of it is much powerful than a single mortal.
Is there a shadow elf that's a god? Or is it a god of the shadow elves?
More the second, but sort of both.
It's not.
So what you're saying is, either way, I get to kill Dracula or a god? I'm happy either way, man.
Excellent, Filian. Well, on that note, yes,
That's
Asha, I will
one
try
mindset.
to see to these things, and Dominic, I will try to respect your wishes to follow up on this Nightmare Rider, but we will have to be very cautious about going after him, because he's clearly strong enough to...
Shadow elf? Oh,
Well, no, the Nightmare Rider is capable of sort of avoiding my observation, my divinations, so we don't want to tip our hand too much. Hopefully, Orlando knows we're on to him, for example, so I should look into it. Yes, Filian.
Oh, I have a question. This is more of a question for you, Asha. I don't want you to think that I don't trust you and your ability to help Frederica. I just want to know if you wanted me to translate anything in the book. I can read pretty much any language.
oh, I don't know. Asha don't know. You have to ask Scoo.
Oh, Scoo.
Eat up, eat up. Zip, zip, zip. Yeah.
I can read almost any language.
Scoo is making very, very clear gestures. Please have him translate this for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'll spend some time with comprehend languages and relay stuff to Sku and Asha.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Well, yeah, you guys can sort of get a thing. Well, in that
Increase
case,
the success
I think that
possibilities.
is where we're going to wrap up tonight's session, tonight's successful mission, to go talk to a hunchback in hiding.
Every
Yes,
mission
Asha.
Asha do is 100% success rate.
Well, that's true. If we,
Not wrong.
Asha, it would be so good if you miss. Oh my God, this smugness that you will have if you miss a week and they don't.
And they get nothing done?
Don't succeed the mission. If it's like it did not finish or an incomplete.
That will
be the smuggest you'll ever be.
Yeah, it'll salve your lack of a Letterman jacket.
Oh my god.
That will actually make you more like DJ3 because his whole thing was, when I've been there, the hockey team's never lost.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Well, thank you all for watching. This was very fun. We got some other games on the channel. On Wednesday, we're back with Top Flight Tales. On Friday, we're back with Blood for a Stone. On Sunday, we are back with Strange Lore. And a week from tonight, we are back with this fun, exciting game. So join us for all of that. Go to our YouTube to watch old episodes, our Discord to communicate with us, and the wiki to read all about how these characters interact with each other. Oh, Henry Sherlock is the next big ship on AO3, is what Sophia just said. Henry Sherlock ships? Okay. After Asha Sasquatch. Okay. Sure. Enemies to Lovers Coffee Shop AU. What does that mean?
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
That's I think you just uncovered a rabbit hole and it goes very deep, Philip.
Coffee? Enemies to Lovers Coffee Shop AU?
No. We're not getting into AO3 slang today.
I'm
And
assuming
definitely-
AU means alternate universe.
Yeah. But definitely don't do anything that starts with the A, ends with the O. We're not going there.
Philip's gonna Google it. Either way, he's gonna.
I really don't understand so much of what people do. I don't understand. But you know what? If it's bringing people happiness, then great. Does the Nightmare Riders chase the Devil's Herd across the sky? You know what, Brenninger?
Does now.
You might be more onto something than you realize with that comment.
Oh no.
That
I think.
That might have more. You might understand that more. That might be more of a thing.
Thank you, Brenninger. I understand a lot now.
So, on that note, thank you guys for watching. Oh, does anyone read Pierce want to say anything? Read Manzukis.
Yeah, sure. I'll Manzukis and run this. And I'm gonna try. I'm gonna make a recommendation, not knowing if this is aged well or not, because I have not watched it in a long time.
Uh-oh.
But I remember liking it a lot. But I'm gonna recommend Idle Hands.
Oh dang! I honestly don't know. I was so excited to like 3, 2, 1 cancel.
Yeah.
But,
slash I was really expecting you to do the Igor joke. I really was expecting
Igor.
So, yeah.
Well,
So maybe watch Young Frankenstein also. Why not? Can't go wrong.
I thought your hump was on the other side. What hump? So thank you all for watching. This was great. Until next time. On behalf of everyone here. Oh, and on behalf of Felicia, who's not here tonight, but I have to do it. Sweet dreams.